What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Man Card Podcast. It has been a minute since we've been in studio.
It's been like 2 minutes.
It's been
about 2.
Yep, 2 minutes.
About 2 minutes.
That's confirmed, 2 minutes. But welcome back to this Friday evening episode, 5 p.m. dose. We like to call it Man Check. Just our, entering into the weekend, a check on how we're doing on our journey for our manliness. But the reason why it's been a minute since us, we haven't had an episode.
Because of me.
Because of you.
Yeah.
I'm just going to blame it on you.
That's fine.
I could have been proactive and tried to go out of my way, but I didn't. Let's talk about your trip. So where did you go? Why were you gone?
I went to the Lone Star State, Texas. Austin, Texas, to be exact.
The Lone Star State.
And it's hot as hell.
Is it really?
It's hot as hell there.
So
we going in October almost.
Yeah. So wait.
Nope,
what?
sorry, we just started September.
I was about to say, I was like, dude, I love October. October's my favorite month.
Because it's your birthday month.
Okay, so I say that, but it's not. Okay, hold on. October is my birth month, but I feel like it's the best month for weather. It's past like the absurdly hot days. If it does get hot, it gets nice and warm, like the fall kind of like good temperature warm. Either way, you were in Texas. What was the deal? Why were you even there?
Labor Day weekend, it gave us an excuse to, Bella and I, an excuse to just travel. And I'm I'm looking for a place that I would want to live come 2022. Mm-hmm. And number one place on my list was Austin, Texas, because I've heard amazing things about Austin. And Texas,
did it live up?
It lived up if the sun would just calm the hell down.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's now officially, I think, off my list.
Really?
Because, okay, think about it. We're almost halfway through September. We're in the latter part of summer, and it was 97, 98 average there.
Dude.
They say they have this kind of heat from March till October.
That's incredible.
I can't do that.
So you only get what is that? October, November, December, January, February, like 4 months out of the year that's like mildly good temperature.
Yeah. And I love wearing like fall clothes. I like wearing joggers, jeans. I know you do too. And even at night, I couldn't even go out and wear pants. It's humid.
It hides the fact that I'm like a shape. A shape.
Fantastic.
I'm not the shape I want to be, but I am a shape. I'm not in shape. I'm a shape.
Circle's a shape.
I did send you unorthodox photos of me hitting very odd squat.
Flash those on the screen
weights.
now.
Yeah.
All right.
Very, very strange setup in my apartment gym. They don't have enough plates I'm assuming it's a liability issue, but
you should have just walked out when you saw the Smith machine.
I know.
You should have walked in like, all right, baby, we'll pack up. We're leaving. Fuck this place.
I should have. But the problem with that is it's like I'm a big sucker for free. Like it's free. So I don't have to pay for a gym membership or go through the hassle of leaving here, going to a gym, and then driving back or whatever.
Yeah.
But I should just pull the trigger down the street. There's a One Life. Mm-hmm. And it's
beautiful.
It's walking, running distance. So I could just
You could
run, do a little jog over to One Life.
Get your warm up in.
A little warm up, stretch out when I get there, work out, come back.
Yeah, it's not far at all, actually,
no.
now that I think of it.
No, It's super close.
And it's nice. It's got everything that you could possibly need. One Life is great. One Life is just like Lifetime to me, except literally Lifetime is more spread out because they have a bigger building, and then One Life is exactly the same, but they just cram it all together.
Yeah.
A little bit better.
Well, the only thing I'm nervous about is this One Life is every time I drive by, I don't know if the parking lot is just small or what,
looks packed.
But it looks busy.
Yeah, Holly Springs is always packed.
Yeah, so
during certain hours.
Sure. So it makes me nervous that I'll go get a membership and I'll be like, oh, the one day I go, it's not busy. And then every other day I go, it's man,
waiting in the line.
I'm waiting in the line for things.
That screws up my workout.
And that's the great thing about my gym is I get home in weird hours in the afternoon, so I can just get back and immediately go work out. You caught me on my off day, so I took a nap today, which was great. But I woke up and I was like, dang, I should have worked out for sure. But my leg hurt. I think the Smith machine is ruining my body.
Explain to the audience like you did me. Like,
Okay, so the Smith machine, as a lot of people who go to the gym know, is it's great for isolating certain parts of the body. Like if you want to do shrugs, it's really great for shrugs. If you want to do like overhead press
is good.
like isolate, you can sit down, isolated overhead press. Like it's great, and I do those. Trust me. But the problem comes is when you're doing compound movements that incorporate balance. The Smith machine, unless you have one that's like a full mobility Smith machine, it takes out all of the mobility. So it locks you into a plane. When squatting, you're not perfectly going vertical, or benching. Like benching is almost like an arc. Like you're coming down and up. Like it's slight. It's very slight, but there's no balance.
Yeah.
Or there is balance, but there's no balance with the Smith. Whatever. You get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Bottom line, I'm tired of it. I'm going to walk down the street and probably just get a gym membership.
Is it in the budget?
See, that's the other question. So that's actually a really good segue.
Okay. Yeah. Great segue. Let's do it.
So this is actually a double segue. So I know I had mentioned on a previous podcast that I was putting in for a job promotion, right? And I said, keep me accountable. I'm going to mention it on the show and keep you updated. So here's the update. Didn't get it. So
all right,
that's out there. Bummer. Sucked for sure.
I'm waiting for the but there it is.
There might be another opportunity on the horizon within the same role. I don't want to say too much. I don't know which of my colleagues listen, if any of them listen to this show. I hope they don't, because I'm an idiot. But there might be another opportunity in the same vein coming up here pretty soon. And I can tell you, once I do get more information on it, if they pass me over again,
yeah. Okay.
I mean,
that's fair.
There's going to be a little, let's just say there's going to be some
that's fair.
Real critical thinking of where I am.
Yeah. No, of course. You've been there how long? Over a year?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the same thing that happened with Bella. Bella was in her role for over a year. They talked about promotion not a different job, but promotion. And then they sorry, not until further notice, you're not getting promoted. And she's like, all right, I got to figure out, I can't wait on y'all. I need to pay bills. I want to do more. I hate living paycheck to paycheck. Well, she's not living paycheck to paycheck, but still, she's like, I want to do more.
Okay.
And so she
went out and got a new job. Well, congratulations, by the way, Bella. I'm assuming she accepted.
Home Depot. Yep. She accepted.
Homemade du Pois.
Homemade du Pois.
Homemade du Pois. I love me some Home Depot. I currently in my role service Lowe's, because Sherwin-Williams has an exclusive thing with the Lowe's stores. So I've never, I said this at the beginning of my job, I never thought I'd spend so much time inside of a Lowe's store. Ever in my whole life. So there's a lot of great things about it, and there's a lot of drawbacks about it. And of course, everybody that I work with is very vocal about all of those issues, and great things about it as well. But I do have a healthy love for some homemade du Pois. It's just so they're so big. It's almost like you can't hate Ford. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you might not like their cars, but you can't hate Ford.
Yeah.
They're just so big. It's like you can't hate Home Depot.
I think Home Depot was ranked top 5 best companies to work for in Atlanta.
Yeah. Well,
this past year.
Well, they're based in Atlanta.
Yeah.
And I have a really big love for Atlanta-based companies.
Yeah.
Because that means if I go up the ladder, I don't have to leave. and that's the
fair.
big drawback with Sherwin-Williams is, and they know this too. They're headquartered in Ohio.
Nice.
So it's
Sure.
if you want to go corporate anything with Sherwin-Williams,
Ohio,
you better be willing and able to say yes to Papa Sherwin when they say, hey, fly up here and move. Which is great opportunity. But
Ohio.
Ellie's not a big fan.
It's like the opposite issue. You'd be too cold all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so
there's only a few months out of the year that are warm. I mean, that's not true. Ohio's a great state, and there's certain areas that are much better than others. But regardless, Ohio, I don't think is in the cards.
Okay.
So, I'm trying to stay local with Sherwin and see if this role pans out, and then otherwise, we'll see what's going on, because I know they have some opportunities in Charlotte as well.
Charlotte's a beautiful place. That's where we're probably going to travel to next, because that's on my list. Because I think I just need to go north slightly. If I'm going to pick a place I want to live, I got to go north a little bit.
Yeah. Is Georgia too hot for you, or what's the deal?
I need to get out of Georgia to an extent. I've been here too long.
No, dude, Georgia's the best. I love Georgia. Georgia's where family, friends, best friends. Like, it's just where everybody's located.
I love Georgia. I also hate Atlanta. I hate Atlanta.
Well, don't live in Atlanta.
Well, but that's like the only city like to be like.
I mean, like, we're living in Sandy Springs. It's far enough removed from Atlanta to be like, I don't ever have to go there.
There's too much going on here.
But it's close enough.
Yeah.
It's 20 minutes from everything. Or you can go out in the burbs, dude. Go, listen.
I've lived in the burbs.
Okay, here's another story.
All
Something you missed from this past weekend, which I wish you had been there for. It was fun. So me, John, Philip, and Evelina, right, went, and of course Ellie. I say we as the group term for the Bryants now. But we went to Dickey's Farm down, it's like 2 hours south of Sandy Springs. And it's a peach farm. So we went there. They have really great peach ice cream, peach cobbler, really cool farm. Unfortunately, the farm tour was like stopped for some reason. Like they weren't doing it that day. And so there's this new thing. It's actually on the counter over there, but it's actually right there on the edge. You see that?
Uh-huh.
So it's a farm passport. So you go. It's basically a tour guide of all like farms that are involved in this program, where you can go tour the farms or like go visit the farms and get stamps on this passport, and like you get rewards based off of how many farms you visit. And if you visit 20 farms by whenever the cutoff date is, you get like a farm to table meal and a tour of like the highlighted farm of the year. And I'm like, okay, looks like I know what we're doing for the next couple months.
Wow. And so you roped her into that.
Yeah, so definitely roped her in. It was a fun trip too, because on the way back, we had got the passport. I was looking through in the car, and on the way home, there was another NU Sunrise Farm. So like new Sunrise Farm.
Yeah.
And I was reading about it online, and it's this like local subsistence, like brand new farm opened last year. And I was like, guys, we got to stop. We pull up to this house, and it's just
a house?
It's literally a guy's house. And everybody in the car was like, I don't know about this. Like, is this legit? And I went into full like commit mode. I was like, we're gonna do this. Like, this is awesome.
So ring the doorbell.
He literally walks out of his house and is like, "Hey, welcome, guys. Like, this is the farm.
Welcome to the farm."
Sweetest guy ever. Comes out with his boots on, shorts, Trump hat, like my kind of guy. And I go up, introduce myself, and I'm like, "Hey," first thing I say, I'm like, "Hey, man, like your hat. Like, it's great." Mm-hmm. And he was like, from that second on, was like, "Hey, you want to tour the farm?
You want to spend the night here? I'll make some dinner."
Yeah, we'll throw up a tent in the backyard. So nice. So we toured around. They got like a bunch of plants they're growing. I can't remember. I'll remember later. But they're growing a bunch of stuff. They breed bunnies.
Ooh.
And sell bunnies.
Ooh.
Sweetest things ever.
Ooh.
And then they have like, I asked him, hey, if he has chickens, and I said, how many chickens do you have? And he said, 68. Like, without missing a beat.
68
chickens. And I was like, dang, like, you know exactly. He was like, yep. 68 chickens.
Yep.
And they also sell chicks. Every, like, whatever the breeding cycle is for
chicks,
chickens. I think it's like 31 days or something.
Mm-hmm.
So every month they sell like baby chicks. They have goats. And so now Ellie's on to me. Long way around to what I was trying to say. Look like in North Georgia. Like, I want to get like a little piece of property.
Oh God, here comes on a farm.
And like live there. Ellie's now on to me about goats. Like, I think that'd be freaking sick.
So you're gonna start a farm.
I mean, not a farm, but
just like a little house up in the
yeah. Because you can live
not like in a you don't want like a subdivision.
I don't think Ellie's the biggest fan of that idea. Well, okay. And I like it for like community reasons, but I hate it for like HOA reasons.
Of course.
It's the worst.
I love it for the idea of my kids being able to just go outside and play with friends.
Yeah.
Because if you live often on your own slab of land, and then
you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want, but your kids can't just go outside and like play with the other kids. Like they have to come over to your place, or you got to go bring them there. True. Honestly, all my best memories came from playing in the subdivision. Same.
So like the idea that I mentioned in the guys group chat the other day, which was like, hey, let's get our old gaming consoles together.
Yeah.
Have like a game night, movie night, pizza, drinks. Like, let's just get together and like have a good time throwing back almost. That a lot of those experiences came from me. Like, I would go to like 2 neighbors down. He had an Xbox. And so we'd grab his Xbox and all the cables and controllers, walk them back to my house, plug it up to the projector, and like play Halo 3 Sand Trap, put the zombie speed up to 100% and like run around and be crazy and play Infected and all this stuff. Anyway, yes, I think I think that experience gives you a lot of cool, but also the other side of it is Evans didn't live in a neighborhood. He lived on a main road.
Yes.
Right. And so and we still became best friends. So I think there's rationale for both. I think you can definitely still have a good experience and have both.
Yeah.
But this is the other point that I wanted to say, not a point, but the other thing that you missed since you were out of town or we haven't seen each other. Ellie got a new job.
Okay, I was about to say, when I mentioned, because we were talking before the podcast, and I just mentioned, is Ellie at work? And he's like, you said, yeah, she's out dancing and everything. And I was like, oh, cool. And then you're like, oh, I got news. I was like,
yes.
Don't tell me. Don't tell me. And then you went into that, so, okay, all right, tell me
so
now.
she got a new job. She is now working at Rhythm Dance Company, huge dance company in Atlanta. Or greater Atlanta.
Is she there now? Is that where she's at?
So she's starting tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah. So she interviewed with them and they loved her. They loved her. I mean, of course, like how could you not?
Yeah.
Like she's the best. But she's the new, I think it's creative executive assistant.
Creative executive.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. So she's like helping the two, like I guess CEO like ladies with all of their like creative executive assistant needs. And then she's also the greater company project manager. So she's kind of a badass now. And here's a side note. This is also another conversation that we should have on Monday's podcast, which we'll write down after this. But Ellie is now making more money than me. So I now have a sugar mama.
Honestly, that makes me so happy for y'all.
Dude, isn't that epic?
Not necessarily that because she's the breadwinner, but because like now I assume she's super psyched about it because I believe this is exactly what she would want to go into.
And here's what is so vindicating for me is the whole time. So I'm a big advocate. I'm like, Ellie, like don't just get a job. Like I was like, Ellie, you cannot go out and just pick up something because you feel the pressure to like make more money for us or whatever. And I reject, like she had like, oh, I can go do this. I'm like, no, don't do that. Like stop.
Do what you want to do.
Do what you want to do. I'd rather you not have a job for months and like just do little odd things here and there than have a job that you just hate doing. And so she spent a lot of time researching, and this job finally came up. Yeah, so she loved it. She's very excited to start, and so I'm excited to hear.
Dude, that's phenomenal.
How her first day. I know it's great.
I bet that just makes y'all feel a lot better, just in terms of finances too. Like that just.
Yeah, I mean our collective salary just doubled.
Yeah.
So that's a really great math problem.
No,
you know what I mean?
That's great.
It's like that's a fun one to put yourself to sleep at night. Like, I like doubling salaries. And it's nice.
It's nice. It's very nice.
Yeah, and so then. Really, like with our total salary, like when I go to get my next either promotion or job, what I'm looking for is to take our now total cumulative salary and
double it.
And double it. Or what is that?
0.5. Like 50%.
Yeah, 150% it.
No,
so,
50%.
Oh, 50% more. Yeah. Or one. I was thinking of a math problem.
Okay, if you're taking, yeah. I got you.
Georgia Tech. I'm telling you. It's a math pissing match over here. But yes, I want to like ratchet that up again. So
y'all are just going back and forth. I'm the breadwinner. No, I'm the breadwinner. No.
Well, neither of us care.
Yeah, I know.
And that's because I'm like, well, sweet. Like
I wouldn't care either.
Yeah, you're making more money than me. That's epic. And of course, like we're still going forward with like the wedding venue thing. So we're still trying to get that up and running. They're looking for business licenses for the property. We got the website working, so we're trying to flesh that out a little bit. So a lot of things are happening.
That's great.
A lot of things are happening.
Great. That would be like, that's huge. Yeah. That's ginormous.
Isn't it giant?
So now you have room in the budget to go get a gym membership.
Yes, I barely have enough room to get a gym membership. Thank goodness. Well, and I think that speaks more to the greater necessity for not strict, but like intentional budgeting. Mm-hmm. Like in a way of like I'm gonna keep my means to an end almost. Like I'm trying to stay within.
You should try to live below your means.
Yes. So like I'm trying to obviously make money, take that money and intentionally allocate that out through. And this was a big, not point of conflict, but point of conversation with Ellie and I was like retirement accounts. Like, should we be prioritizing the Roth IRA when we don't have as many short-term savings And I argued, I was like 100% yes.
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 I want to say that too, but I was going to hear you out.
Yes.
Yes.
Like I'm a huge advocate for
a Roth IRA.
Roth IRA.
Yep. Same.
It's basically free money. I mean, unless the world explodes, which in that case, money won't mean anything anyway.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter. But it's definitely like put away for your Roth IRA. Like you put away 10 grand, that 10 grand is 100 grand.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like, it just ratchets up.
If you max it out, I think, and the stock market on average goes up about 7% a year.
Yeah.
If you, with compound interest, if you max it out every single year, which is $6,000 a year, by the age of like 60, 65, you would have invested like $100,000 or $200,000, but it would be worth about $1 to $2 million.
$2 million. And then two people. So if you have two people maxing it out,
then you're
$4 million.
Honestly, right at 60 years old, you're like, all right, I'm done. Boom.
Done. Yeah. Because then you can just live off of that.
Exactly. And you don't. And the thing is, you don't have to take all of it out. You just start taking out principal, and it's still growing each year.
Yes.
So then it's get a Roth IRA account.
Yeah.
I'm not fucking with you. Get a Roth IRA account.
Very serious. Very serious.
Everyone you love, tell them.
Spread the word. It's just
the sooner you start, the better. Because every single year later that you wait is thousands of dollars that you're missing out on.
Yeah, tens of thousands of dollars being cut off of what look up this phrase, time value of money. That's it. That's all you need to look up to understand why this is important.
We are not financial advisors. This is not financial advice.
This is not financial advice.
Please
Please
seek
do not
your
take
professional whatever nonsense. Disclaimer.
Okay. So I've gone Ellie's job. Okay. So.
Oh, shit.
All right. Now we're on to the one here kind of in the closing section of the podcast. Something happened in Texas.
Yeah, something crazy.
Something crazy happened. And now I want, obviously we're going to say what happened, but I want to have a little bit, because we didn't talk about this, a little bit more context to what in the world
went through my head,
went through your mind. I mean, not like I think it's a good or bad decision.
Yeah.
Just went through what happened and then why.
Okay. So long story short, I've been battling this idea in my head that like, I kind of was like, what would I look like with earrings? So like in my mind, I was like, should I do it? Should I not do it? I mean, one of my friends once did it. Honestly, I thought it was like a good look on him. He ended up not doing it. And I was like, maybe I should just try it for myself.
Yeah.
But like, I never could just sit there and just be like, all right, I'm going to go do it. So one day, I said Ellie and I. Wow. I'm sorry. No. Bella and I.
Bella.
Sorry.
It's kind of similar. I'll give you that.
Bella and I were in the Verizon store and we did that whole what are the odds thing because somehow earrings got brought up. And she was like, what are the odds you get your ears pierced in Austin? Because she was getting her ear pierced. She wanted a second whatever. And I was like, 1 in 10. And so we both guessed 4. And so I had to do it. And so that confirmed to me. I was like, what? This is my time. I need to do it. And so the first day we land in Austin, one of the first things we do is go make that appointment and we go do that.
This sounds like you're describing a David Dobrik vlog.
Probably.
Yeah, it's like, what are the odds? What are the odds we go to Vegas and bet 10,000 on black?
Yeah.
1 in 3.
All right, 1, 2, 3, 3. Oh shit! Oh god! Yeah, skip to that, but it's. I was scared. Okay, so Bella would laugh at me right now. She heard, but I was scared. I was like honestly freaked out to get these holes in my ears.
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna be the most miserable pain. I was like, I can deal with tattoos.
Yeah, that's hilarious because tattoos are way more permanent than earrings.
It doesn't hurt at all. It literally, there's no sharp pain, period. It literally just feels like pressure. I'm not kidding. It feels
all the girls out there who disagree, bite your tongue. Bite your tongue.
It literally feels like pressure on your earlobes. That's it. And I didn't get the gun. Literally, someone had a needle and he went
just straight through.
Yep. And it was like I was just laying on my side and it just goes
like Parent Trap.
Boom. Yep. Exactly.
Straight into the apple.
And it didn't hurt. I was freaked out for almost nothing. I haven't had hardly any pain with it, and I kind of like them. I kind of like. Here,
yeah. Let's do a little reveal.
We went black. I like it. Personally, my parents weren't too thrilled, but you know what? I don't really care because they don't. I live under their roof for the next 5 months. So
okay, so that was my thing when I moved back home. I was like, I don't want to do anything to upset my parents because obviously I'm living here again now, and like they're providing free, abode and food.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I probably shouldn't piss them off. Granted, I still, of course, found a way to continually upset them about different things, which, of course, I love my parents, as we all know. But this is great, dude. This is hilarious. Yeah. This is like your parents were like, okay, all right, fine. You want to get tattoos? That's fine. That's okay.
Just don't get
your ears pierced.
Gets his
and
ears
you're
pierced.
like, oh,
Okay.
what was that? I'm sorry. Did you
said
say get my ears pierced?
pierced?
It's like you found the one thing. You're like, let me just piss my parents off so hard.
I don't think they care nearly. Okay. When I say my parents, I mean my mom. My mom and my mom's side of the family care. And I just think that this is nowhere near as bad as it. If I got another tattoo, I wouldn't be here right now.
Yeah.
Let's just be honest.
Speaking of, you said you have a what's next on deck for tattoo.
Yes. Okay. So real quick, obviously I want a sleeve, but this tattoo wouldn't be part of my sleeve because if I do a sleeve, I want a theme to go on, and I don't want a full theme tattoo of this. So I'm thinking about a leg tattoo, like right at the bottom part of my thigh, or like a half sleeve.
Okay.
So basically, picture this, and we're gonna flash it on the screen, and I'll show you later. Okay, so I gotta show you while I tell you.
Yeah.
Okay, real quick.
Just pull it up because I'm very curious. Because you were like, I don't want to get another tattoo unless it's like it means something or it's like very intentional. So I'm very curious.
Intentional. It has to mean. It has to be something I like. Like I have to love it.
Oh no.
Okay. So look at this. I'm not copying this because no one wants to copy word for word. So you see this design. So obviously it's Darth Vader.
Yep.
Luke and Darth Vader battling in the middle, and you can see the lightsabers colliding. It's cool looking, right?
Yeah.
You can disagree if you want. I'm thinking I'm more of a Marvel fan. So picture this. Instead of Darth Vader there, we're going to have not Captain America, Iron Man there. Okay. And then we're going to have Iron Man versus Captain America in the middle.
The second I saw that, I thought, you said Marvel. I was like, Captain America v. Iron Man.
Versus Iron Man. And that scene where the sparks are going, kind of like lightsabers, I think I want to do that. And I love that, personally.
Okay. Dude.
You don't have to love it. I love it, but I'm just...
Once again, you're never going to be able to convince me to get a tattoo like that, ever, in my entire life.
Probably right.
But my best friend... both of his older brothers, Evans, Harrison and Hill, and their dad, right? They all got a little drunk one night, and they all ended up at a tattoo parlor. And they all got the state of Georgia, like the outline of Georgia, not the school, the state, on their ass cheek, right?
I would believe both either way.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I mean, Harrison didn't go to UGA.
Yeah, but they love UGA.
He went to Air Force, but they all love Georgia. So they got the state tattooed on their ass with a star where their house is, or like their childhood home is. And later, Joe, who's Evans' dad, went back later and got the coordinates of the house put on to like further legitimize the tattoo. But yeah, anyway, that kind of sums up this podcast. Thank you for tuning in to this Friday evening episode of the Man Card Podcast. Check us out, mancardpod at gmail.com, right? It's been a minute since I've done this.
It's been a while.
mancardpodcast.com. And we look forward to seeing you guys on Monday. We got new merch. Check it out. New mugs, hoodies. We would hate for you to miss that $5 off. Go check it out. We'll see you on Monday.
Buy the merch.